everyone, me again. I wanted to make a second video explaining a little bit more in detail the configuration of my vault. I received some question and comment on my last video in Substack, but also on YouTube, and I just wanted to demonstrate a little bit more. I think I'll maybe do a series, but yeah, let's go with this one first. So in this video, it will be pretty straightforward. I'm gonna talk about how I organize my files and folder, but as well which plugin I have installed in my vault. So we are in the Dungeons & Dragons vault. Let's go into Obsidian, then setting, and there we can see I'm on version 1.10. Appearance, I change the theme to choose minimal instead of the default one. You can pick any theme you want. There is a lot. The appearance doesn't really matter. Choose the one you think look best. So, quick disclaimer, I don't use a lot of plugins. I mainly use plugins that affect the editor, so Obsidian, and not a lot that affect the notes. And the reason is that if I ever want to switch from Obsidian to another app to write my markdown notes, I don't want to, have to do a lot of cleanup within the notes. I just want to be able to basically move the notes into another app and have them work. And I think it's a good idea, but if you want to go crazy, there's so many good plugins to, roll dice and create characters and look into stat blocks. And those are only about D&D, but there are just so many cool plugins you can find in Obsidian. I highly recommend to take a look into their subreddit. All right, so Command Palette. Command Palette is just an essential. It pretty much gives you access to any setting by simply using a quick shortcut, which is Command P. So, for example, here we go. I can simply search for a graph or anything. I can basically just reopen the setting instead of having to click with my mouse, which is really fun. File recovery is not super exciting, but it keeps a little snapshot and an history and maybe help you not lose notes if a bad bug happens. But useful. Page preview is really cool. It helps you preview a note from within a note when you are referencing it with links, which is amazing. I highly recommend. It's a good one. Templates basically allow you to create a note from a pre-filled note you've created. I keep as you can see, all my templates, I keep them in the template folder, which we'll discuss in a second. And web viewer. So this is a fun, nice to have plugin. You can view web pages within Obsidian instead of having to open them in Chrome or Safari, which is not necessarily useful, but it's a nice to have. You don't have to switch app to do that, which is cool. When you have external links within your notes, it's pretty cool to don't have to switch app. You can stay full screen in Obsidian and visualize everything you have saved in your notes. Now, community plugin. The over editor, just a way to enhance the page preview. You're now able to, when you're seeing the preview window, you're able to pin it or resize it. This is just nice because now you can have multiple pin preview window in Obsidian, which is kind of cool. The minimal theme setting, it's pretty less useful, but it's just nice. It's just some setting, where we can add some, settings that you see on the editor, like, my theme, just with the less stuff possible. I don't want noise. The open tab, it's really another nice to have, not that much useful, but for me, I just want to be able to click on notes and having them open into a new tab there is no native feature for this currently in Obsidian, so we'll have to do with this plugin. And templater is a really cool way to enhance the template. So I have a shortcut, which is command N, and this trigger templater. So when I create a new node, I use this shortcut, and templater prompt me with all the templates I have in my template folder, and then I can choose if I want to create a node from the monster template or the magic item template or the spells, etc. So I'll showcase this now. So me clicking command N, there's a node, and then I can simply choose the template I want, and hit enter, and then start writing my new node, and everything will be populated for me. All right, so this is it. This is how I configure my vault. And now I'll just speak about how I organize my nodes. So in the templates folder, I have my templates, and I'll make a video a bit more in detail into how I configure each of every file in my template. But for now, this is what I have. The node folder is the big one. This is where I have everything. Every new node is added to the nodes folder, at the exception of the templates and the admin, but everything else that I really write and I want to consume to Obsidian, what I want to read, I want to reference in there. Bases. I'll make another video on this one specifically, but the bases is a kind of new feature. It's been there for like maybe a month or two. It's amazing. It's a way to create view and to sort and filter your nodes based on different queries, and it's really cool. So as you can see, I currently have a campaign base, magic item base, monster base, and spell base. And I'll showcase this in the next video. The attachment is a bit special. There's no node inside of the attachment folder. It's only images or media. And this is also the only folder that has subfolders. And the reason is because they're not nodes and they don't use bases, I kind of need a way to organize everything if I'm looking for something. So, and also by having a specific path, when I'm using the node as a cover image within a YAML property, it helps to kind of know the path to single out a bit more faster some images, but you'll understand a little bit more when I'll demonstrate this in the base video. All right, so for the attachment, for example, I have a folder with the spell. Currently, I'm only having the Scroll of Magic symbol spell for them. The monster, currently I have 20, 30 monster images. And those I'll use for the cover in my monster notes. It's nice to have. There's more than 500 monster in 5th edition, or the 2025 monster manual. So I'm not there yet, but one at a time, a couple a day. I'll get there eventually. The lore, there's nothing yet in it, and I'm still considering if it's the good or right name for the folder, but basically it's everything I want to reference as history in Dungeons and Dragons. So think about cities like Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate or Faerun, or maybe a special event, or the War of the Lands, or things like that. If I want an image, I'll put probably going to be my catch-all folder. And then the adventure is also divided in subfolder. So I recently started to digitalize, or basically write in Markdown, my Heroes of the Borderlands stories that I received a couple days ago. And the way it works is I create one folder for each module, and within that folder, I create another folder per chapters. And then I add all the images. So the maps, some of the monster, NPCs or objects etc. And that's it for the attachment that I organize it. The archive is empty. This is the folder that I use to move notes that I'm not sure if I want to delete forever. So I move them there. I'll wait a couple of weeks, months. Then I review. If I want to keep it, I'll just move it back somewhere else that makes sense, mostly notes. Otherwise, I'm just, going into the garbage. And yeah, then I just have one note there forever. It's just some rules or reminder or a thing that I need to do in the vault. So it's mainly just my shopping list that I keep. And I have a different one for each vault that I have. So there you go. This is basic configuration of my vault. And in future video, I'll review the templates. I've created them. And after that, I think I'll just do a base showcase and how I'm currently organizing each view I have. I think it can be fun. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.